Okay everybody, I know it's been a little while since I posted a video, but yeah, thought what the heck. As you can see, we have a few computers here. I've pulled my gaming PC out of its usual spot under that desk for the time being. You can see my brand new HP 2-in-1 tablet PC. It is a pretty gorgeous thing. So, PCs aside, let's get onto some real computers. We have a couple of PowerMac G4's from Apple. These are early 2000 machines. Now this one, the PowerMac G4 Mdd, I have already tested and it does not work. So what happens is, if we tap the button, the button will light up for as long as you have your finger on it, but it won't actually do anything. So if anyone wants to throw some ideas around to me as to why it's doing that, I haven't actually Google searched what the possible causes could be yet, but yeah, it doesn't matter if we can't get it working, because I have a backup idea for the case of this machine, which will be quite interesting. But we know that this one here does work, and it currently has its original 20GB hard drive. Oh wait, no, it doesn't have its original 20GB hard drive, because I put it in this thing to try and get this one to boot up. But yeah, this one came without a hard drive, but I got them both from the same seller for about £20. So yeah, let's crack the MDD open and rescue the hard drive. Okay, well I thought before we go ahead and pull the hard drive out, I've just plugged him in around the back here. The monitor is switched on, I've closed the curtain so we should be able to see things a bit clearer, and hooked up just a Apple keyboard, nothing special. I thought I'd show you exactly what I mean. So if I tap the button, see, and that is pretty much all she does. So yeah, any suggestions would be, I would certainly be grateful. However, like I say, if I can't get this working, it's not a massive issue. Okay, it's unplugged again now, so I'm just going to shuffle back a bit and open him up. The heatsink on this thing is pretty big. Yeah, we've got this standard graphic. I think when I looked at this card before, I'm trying to see if I can find the model again, but I believe it was the ATI Rage Pro 128. It was I'm fairly certain it was this one. I'm not sure what's in this machine, but yeah. But we'll do, if we don't get this machine running, I will take the card out of here and swap them into that machine and see if we can figure out which is the better card, really. There's a couple of sticks of RAM, I'm not sure how much is in here. And before anyone says check connectors, I did check connectors in here. But also it's actually quite a nice case, so yeah, if we can't get this working, I will modify it and we'll turn it into an ATX case, because, you know, I quite like to build a Hackintosh in this thing. I saw it done on It's My Natural Colour, so Tom's channel. So if anyone from here, if anyone watching this is familiar with Tom's videos, then you will know where I'm coming from. I believe he did it with a Quicksilver. So we'll just take the hard drive caddy out. There's a little clip on the side of it here. We just pull this back and it unlocks the hard drive. Yeah, unlocks the whole hard drive tray. So yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, Tom did a Hackintosh build with a PowerMac G4 Quicksilver case. And so I'm thinking, if this MDD won't live again, I'd quite like to do the same thing with this MDD. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to remove the screws for this hard drive so I can get it out of this tray. I'll do that off camera as I'm currently using my phone because I don't have a dedicated video camera. If anyone wants to donate one, I'd be I would be grateful. Okay, so the screws are out, they're on my trousers. I'm just going to pop them on top of the case for now. And it's actually quite nice that it stops you from shoving the hard drive back too far when you're putting it in. But take it out, literally just slides out like that. And so we can see it's the original Apple branded hard drive. Oh, okay, it's not quite 20 gigs. My mistake, 10 gig. We have a 10 gig hard drive. Right, let's pop this back in here. I might have to do this off camera. It goes the other way around. Shame I didn't catch that little trick on camera then. There we go. Excellent, so we'll close him back up for now. And we'll revisit this PowerMac in its own dedicated video at a later stage. So for now, I'm going to push this back a bit. I'll have to get that adapter off later on because that's for my gaming PC. I'll just move my... Oh yeah, in a minute I will be filming a video for this which will be uploaded around the same time, so do check that out. Let's close him up for now. And try not to smack him on a chair leg. Okay. So, let's open up the PowerMac G4. I actually used to have one of these machines, funnily enough. And I think I turned it into a server. And then sold it to Cash Generator. Kinda wish I didn't do that, but I'm actually going to somewhere I have got the Ethernet card that I put in my original G4. So, I think if I can dig that out, and I've got a rough idea where it is, we can do the same thing with this machine, because for what we are going to do today, I've actually picked up these. I believe these are 120 gigabyte hard drives, just cheapest chips off Amazon or eBay. Can't remember where I got them from. They might not even work, but oh well. We're experimenting. Yeah, I've got some bits of Apple software down here. I mean, iLive 08, that definitely won't run on here. I think these are Apple OS 9 software disks that I burnt off for some reason. I can't remember what is on them, but we'll find out. But we've also got Mac OS Tiger server. So yeah, and I've actually got a Tiger volume license disk in here for the client. So yeah, if I can get both machines running, then I might put the server on that machine, have this as a client. I've got another PowerMac G3 blue and white in my cupboard. We'll dig that out and hook it up to a monitor. Oh yeah, there'll be some space changes soon as well, guys. Getting the workshop shed, and we'll be moving all the tech stuff out there, and the tech videos will become regular. But today what we're going to do is gradually improve on the shoddy camera work. But we've actually got some Mac OS 9 stuff here. I've got Panther as well. I'm going to put that back in the box for now. But this I could never get to run on my G3. This will just be some various bits of OS 9 software. That's a genuine OS 9 install disk. And yeah, funnily enough, I've actually got OS 10.2, which I can't remember what the code name for that was, but that's quite a fun one to play with. We may install that as well. But for now, we have Halo, OS 9 software and Mac OS 9 itself. I believe that hard drive already has OS 9 installed on it, so I'm going to remove one of these hard drive. That'll be this hard drive caddy. Oh, hello. Okay, we might not be able to install both of those hard drives today because I will need to find another ribbon cable. And yeah, and figure out whereabouts on the motherboard I can put it. I remember there was a slot because I've done it before. Might have to just be getting another card. Now it's funny because I will get a comparison video on the go at some point between this and the G3, but the cases between this G4 and the PowerMac G3 blue and white are identical. Only difference being is this outer plastic. Of course, yeah, the colour scheme. Otherwise, they couldn't be any more, well, they couldn't be any more identical. Even the motherboard's in the same basic layout. Just different processor and heatsink. Except on the G3, oh, here's a ribbon cable. Okay, on the G3, the primary hard drive, or at least the one in mine, is mounted here, and then there's these two slots for extra hard drives. But on this machine, the primary goes right up at the back end. So we have the 20 gig drive. I am going to try and put it in place without jolting it too much. We want to get these screw holes lined up. If I can find them, I may have to do this off camera because it's a bit tricky. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've got it mounted back in. I didn't film the. Let's get this to focus. I didn't film the whole process of putting the screws back in because you guys know what that looks like. And if you don't, then I would be a bit concerned. There we go. Now, I'm not going into too much depth as to what I'm doing with this because there are literally thousands of PowerMac videos on YouTube. So I'm assuming you've come over from watching a few of those. Okay, so we'll plug the power back in. We'll plug the ribbon cable back in. And there we go, and we can shut him up. Now I believe I've already said this one came with OS 9 installed on it, and this door doesn't want to shut properly. So there we go. I may have to do a bit of case repair on this machine, but that is fine. Right, so what I'm going to do off camera is swap these two machines over. I'm going to plug the PowerMac G4 in, I've got the hiccups, to that screen with that keyboard and this ball mouse. So whilst I go and scare myself to get rid of these hiccups, yeah, stay tuned. Okay, it's plugged in, and the monitor is on. I've got the ball mounts there. I'm going to put my keyboard up here, and we'll fire this up. Oh, that sounded healthy. And my hiccups are still here too. I believe this might need a new fan. But with all of its interesting sounds, it's still posting. I need to do something about these bloody hiccups. resolution is way off, but right. Oh, okay. Something to do with the memory. Well, if the memory's buggered, then we can take some out of this machine. Oh. Right, here we go. So it's come with a install of Mac OS 9. Albeit it is running a tad on the slow side. So what we might actually do is put both of the 120GB drives in that machine and install a fresh copy of OS 9 to one of those, and then have the other as I don't know, just random sort of crap drive. I don't know. But yeah. But this hard drive is running very much on the slow side, so I'm gonna pause the camera, get a drink, and yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so it's booted up finally. It did come with some pretty good applications. We got Photoshop 6. Yep. This is old school. I would so love to have a go at doing some photo editing on this, just to see what the results would be. But yeah, old school Photoshop. Illustrator as well. I use Illustrator CS6 at the moment because I've got the Adobe Creative Cloud. Acrobat 5. Old QuickTime Player, Internet Explorer of all things. And I've already tried browsing the internet on this. You can get onto Google and that's it. Toast Titanium. This is a cool little application I did used to use. I need to buy the newer version of it because I don't currently have one. Oh, this is the update install package. So where would Toast Titanium be? In the applications disk, I guess. Oh, hang on. Applications OS 9. Toast Titanium app. Ah. Okay. So yeah, never mind. Okay, well, what I think we'll do is I'm going to take the hard drive out again. I'm going to put the two 120GB hard drives in, and we are going to run the Mac OS 9 install disk and play around with that system for a little bit. So stay tuned. Okay, so I've removed the hard drive again. Just about to open these two up, and I just realised I don't have enough screws to mount both of them at the moment, so we'll unbox one of these and put that in there for now, and I will have to go shopping for some screws. Or go and see if I've got any computers that I can steal them from. Okay, so here we go. Now, was I right about the size of it? So we've got Western Digital. It is, oh, it's 100. So they're both 160GB hard drives. Sweet. Okay then. So we've got to open this up, and I think I might have to do this off camera. Yes, I will. Okay, well, the anti-static bag is now a bit buggered, but oh well. We're this bag should not be used again anyway after this, because this hard drive, the only reason it will come out of this Mac is if I need to put it into a different machine, which I can't see that being the case. Okay, so here we go. We've got some silica gels. This is actually a brand new hard drive. that is sweet. So it should be okay. Unless the postal service decides to play football with it or something. So let's pop it in here. It did say it was new on, I think it was eBay. Yep, so that's lined up. And actually I could mount them both. I can just put 2 screws in. Or is that not recommended? Oh no, I'll Google it. Anyway, I'm going to put the camera down so I can mount these drives. Okay, so I am going to mount both with a screw, 2 screws each, because I've read a post that says it's not recommended, but it shouldn't cause any permanent damage, so I am going to chance it. And plus these hard drives weren't that expensive, so if I bugger them up and I have to get new ones, then oh well. And these screws aren't magnetic, of course. So if I can put that in there, that seems to have latched onto it. Yes, that's done the trick. Pop them on its side. Now these actually bend in to the hard drive, so I'm going to pop that screw in there, push down on that tab as I'm screwing it in, because the tab actually comes down and clamps onto the drive, like so. So that is done. Those hard drives are in, and yeah, they feel pretty secure in there. So let's try and drop that load into that space there. Gotta turn this around. I'm doing this left-handed, which is never a good idea. And that ribbon cable is in the way. Okay, that's in. So now we just gotta screw it back up. So drop the screw in there. Get the screwdriver on it. Oh, so that one is magnetic. Sweet. Okay, now I'm actually going to attempt, I'm going to put the ribbon cables on first this time. And attach them both. Hopefully that one will reach. Yes, it does. Now we've got power. This is why I can't wait to get the workshop shed built, which will be insulated. It will have power run out to it for the from the mains, and it will have everything I need to do these projects and make videos about them. Okay, so that's both hard drives in there. We'll move this one to one side for now. Close him up. I'm going to have to close it up off camera. Okay, so the machine is back in place. I'm going to switch him on. I'm going to get the Mac OS 9 install disk out of its sleeve. We'll press the button to pop the disk drive out, because this is pretty much the last PowerMac to have that, and it just swallowed the disk without me even doing anything. So okay, let's restart. Alt. I know it's normally C, but I prefer to do the Alt, and so I can see that it's actually recognised the disk. I have noticed it's a bit quieter, so I'm guessing that hard drive definitely was on its last legs. Right. Now, here we go. It'll take a little while to finish loading. We'll wait for that little watch. There we go, so that's turned into a mouse. So it's recognised an install disk. So we'll go on to the next step. Now it's actually going to load OS 9 off the disk, and I'm just going to hit the auto on this monitor just to centralise it. So if you haven't seen a Mac OS 9 install before, it's kind of like installing Ubuntu off the live CD. But yeah. So this is already moving a bit quicker than it was off the old hard drive. But I'll pause the camera and we'll continue filming as soon as we get to the main desktop. Okay, so once it finished, once OS 9 finished booting off the disk, for goodness sake, I can't get my words out today. You'll be greeted with this screen, which is basically just the desktop. It's actually set the time roughly actually almost spot on. So yeah, so the first step, if we go into utilities and we'll do drive setup, so we can click on one of these, we'll click initialize. So now it's actually formatting the hard drives for the first time. These were definitely brand new drives because they were not formatted at all. So yeah, that is quite cool. I'm going to click initialize. I'm going to do custom setup. Yeah, Mac OS extended. Okay, maybe not. So we'll have to just go in and change the name. Initialize. I'm guessing it will. Okay, so let's go file quit. And I'm going to, we have to hold control click, even though we have a mouse that can do right click, just because the OS doesn't recognize. Maybe not, okay. Let me see, I'm trying to remember how Mac OS 9 worked, because I was a user of it for a while. There we go, enter to rename, so we'll call it Macintosh HD. Okay, so the drives are now set up and ready to receive Mac OS 9, so all we have to do is double click Mac OS 9 install. So yeah, this is what a Mac OS 9 install looks like. So we continue, we have to select Macintosh HD, see what's in options, perform a clean install. Well, don't need to click that because it's a new drive, so it will be a clean install. And we'll click select. Yep, licensing stuff, so continue, license agreement, continue, agree, and yep, we can click customize and we can see what we're installing. So yeah, recommended installation, we'll just scroll down. I will put network access client on. We don't really need language kits, and there we go. We'll click start, And here we go. So it says it's going to take about 13 minutes, and it's probably not wrong either. So yeah, I will start filming again once this process has done. Okay, so it's finished. We can click quit, and yeah, so what I'm going to do is restart the computer, hold down Alt, I just want to make sure it's going to boot from the hard drive and not the disk again, because these PowerMacs have done that before. It did throw up a few errors during installation, so we'll see how it's done. So it's recognised Macintosh HD, it will probably recognise, yep, there's the disk. So we just when the watch goes away, we'll just have to make sure that that is selected, and then we can press enter and it will boot off the hard drive. So there we go, press enter. We're booting into a fresh copy, hopefully, of Mac OS 9. Those hard drives are a lot quicker than the one that came out of it. I might even try and find an old version of Final Cut and edit this video on this machine. That could be cool. Final Cut 5 or something. Yeah, so built-in memory. I'm assuming that's RAM, but if it's not, someone please tell me. Okay. Okay, well, whilst it thinks about it, I'm going to go and upload some footage onto the Mac Pro, so stay tuned. Okay, well, Mac OS 9 seems to have installed okay. So I've got the software disk in here. I believe I did put... Where is the update? Okay, well, I thought I put an updater on here to update this to OS 9.2, but apparently it isn't there, so I'm going to have a look around some of the other disks and see if I can find it. Okay, so this disk should have the first step of the update. And I have found a Final Cut version that will work on here, Final Cut 2. So, yeah, we'll have some fun with that. It sounds like the Mac Pro behind me has finished burning the second update, so... Oh, what's in Adobe software? Yeah, we should install that, really. Yep, and that's how easy installing software is on OS 9. Okay, so we can quit the installer, we'll quit. Right, we'll come out of that, we'll install. I'm always looking through this to see what's in here. Just some random stuff and some random games, so let's install the update. Agree. Start. Okay. Excellent, so I'm going to do this update, and then I'll do the final update to macOS 9.2.2. We'll install some, well, we'll give Halo a go, and install Final Cut. Okay guys, so we're installing Halo, although it gave up an error to say it needed System 10.2, which, if I remember correctly, that is the reason I downloaded macOS 10.2. So, it's allowing us to install it regardless, but if it doesn't open, then that's not an issue, because there's a few other things we can do with this machine. I've just found another website that will let us download more software for macOS 9, so we can play around a bit with it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying Final Cut, although I've just, well, I say that and I've just realised my phone's filming in 1080p, this machine might not handle it. But we shall see what else we can do. I might put some music software on here and play around with that. Okay, so Halo didn't work, that does need 10.2, but we can look at that. I think one of these discs, I've put some music software and Final Cut on one of these discs, and then the other one will have Microsoft Office, so we'll see which one of these pops up. Oh hello, didn't know that was there. So I'm trying to hold this phone steady, but it's got a really awkward case on it. Okay, here we go. So, aha, this is the one that has, so we've got Final Cut, Adobe Photoshop, Pro Tools and Logic. So let's try putting Final Cut on. Will there be something in here I need to read up? Nope. Okay, so we have okay then, so let's install oh hello, maybe this is a drag and drop application. Yeah, looks like this is a drag and drop application. Okay. Scratch disk, let's make that the Untitled. Yep, okay then, so that is interesting. Although the screen, I will probably end up having to connect my other Apple display to this, because this screen, the resolution setting's a bit weird, as in Apple seem to like 72 Hz at this point, and this monitor will only support 60, so I'm stuck at this resolution. Alright, we'll quit that. This is interesting, so if let's try launching this, because maybe this is the installer. Hang on, not shared. Right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, back. Choose. Right, there we go. Oh, so we're unstuffing the whole thing into. Well, I guess it's kind of that's one way to install it, I guess. So we'll have to wait for it to do that then. Okay, let's try. Well, if any of you have watched my channel before, then you'll know I'm a big Pro Tools user, well, big music guy. Not a big music guy, but a big music lover, and of making music as well. So we'll install the Pro Tools components. And we'll have to restart the computer. Okay. I'll let it do its thing, and yeah. So watching the software install is probably getting a bit boring for you guys, so I'm going to do the rest of this off camera and then I'll finish off with an update. Okay, so this will be my last sort of little clip for this video today. I'm about to do a completely fresh install because I put Logic on there and that's working fine. I installed Pro Tools and then I couldn't find Pro Tools, so yay! Photoshop works, and I haven't tested Final Cut yet. I know Final Cut will launch, so that's fine. But for now I'm going to take it all the way back to the core system and start it afresh, because I'm actually going to install 10.2 over the top and play around with this in my own time, probably tomorrow. So yeah, if you want any more updates on this machine, let me know. The next video it will be in will be when we do the server configuration, so that'll be when I can find my Ethernet card. The reason I'm going to put 10.4 server on here is because why not? It'll be an interesting little project, and I'd quite like to play around with setting up a domain network and adding clients to that network with the older OS. So yeah, so until next time, goodbye.